Young Thug just shocked the world after breaking down in tears during a recent interview where he opened up about his situation with Gunna, confessing that he loved Gunna more than his own children and could never have imagined him taking a plea deal, let alone being the first to do so. And this heartbreaking moment has now become one of the most talked about stories in hip-hop because it shows the raw emotion, betrayal, and human side of one of rap's most powerful figures. Thugger, born Jeffrey Williams, sat down for what was supposed to be a carefully managed interview, but instead it turned into a raw and emotional confessional that no one expected. From the very beginning, the tension was visible in his face, the way his voice cracked before the hard questions even came, and when the interviewer finally asked him about Gunna, the one-time protégé turned controversial figure, Young Thug just couldn't hold it anymore. He tried to keep his composure, tried to explain how he carried Gunna on his back, put him in positions to win, gave him the platform to shine. But as he kept talking about the years of loyalty, about the bond that wasn't supposed to break, the tears just started flowing uncontrollably. For a man who built an entire empire off strength, dominance, and loyalty, to see him sobbing on camera was a moment that stunned millions. He went further, saying, "I love Gunna more than my own kids. So when I saw him take that plea deal, when I saw him being the first to do it, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it." Those words cut deep, not just a Thug, but at everyone watching, because it laid bare reality that fans had only speculated about. That Gunna's plea deal wasn't just a legal decision. It was a knife to the heart of a brotherhood that once seemed unbreakable. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. To understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to go back to the beginning of the Thug and Gunna story. Because it wasn't just music. It wasn't just money. It wasn't even just fame. It was about family, chosen family. A brotherhood that felt deeper than blood. Young Thug brought Gunna into YSL when few believed in him, shaping him into the artist who would eventually go mainstream, hit charts, and become one of the most streamed rappers in the game. Gunna himself had always said in interviews that Thug was more than a mentor, more than a big brother. He was a man who gave him everything he had, the one who taught him the industry's style, flow, and survival. Their bond was displayed openly. Matching jewelry, matching cars, shared lyrics, and a kind of public brotherhood that made fans believe they were inseparable. That's why, when the YSL RICO case exploded and dozens of members were indicted, fans immediately started speculating. Who would hold it down, who would stand tall, who would fold. For months, Gunna kept quiet, presenting an image of solidarity. But then came the plea deal, the Alfred plea that instantly split the hip-hop community in half. To some, it was a smart legal move. To others, it was the ultimate betrayal. And for Thug, it was something deep in betrayal. It was heartbreak. During the interview, the pain in his voice made it clear this wasn't about legal strategies or internet debates about snitching. This was about love. Thug explained that he had always thought Gunna would be the last man standing with him, the one person he could trust with his life and his freedom. "I gave that boy my heart," he said, his voice trembling. "I gave him everything. I can't imagine my child doing what he did. But I thought Gunna was bigger than even that, and that's why it broke me." His tears weren't just about the case. They were about realizing that the one person he thought would never abandon him had chosen a path that left him standing alone. The world of hip-hop has always glorified loyalty, ride-or-die brotherhood, and the idea that the streets come before everything. But what Thug revealed in that moment is a devastating emotional toll when those codes are broken. Fans immediately flooded social media with reactions. Some said they had never seen Thug so vulnerable, that the tears proved his humanity and showed just how deep his relationships go beyond music. Others argued that Thug's words confirmed once and for all that Gunna's plea deal was betrayal, no matter how you legally define it. Memes, debates, think pieces, and endless discussions spread across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, with one clip of Thug crying racking up millions of views within hours. The culture was shook, and it wasn't just gossip. It was a real-time unraveling of a brotherhood that had once inspired millions. But Thug didn't stop there. In the same interview, he reminisced about their earliest days together, about late nights in the studio, when they had nothing but ambition, about the sacrifices he made to put Gunna on, and about the countless times he went against the industry to make sure Gunna got a seat at the table. "I risked my own career for him," Thug said, tears streaking his face. I told labels he was worth it when nobody else believed. I fought for him, so when he gave up on me, I felt like I lost a piece of my soul. It was one of the most haunting statements to ever come out of a rap interview, because it wasn't about beef or diss tracks. It was about love, fatherhood, mentorship, and brotherhood turning into devastation. Fans couldn't help but draw comparisons to other infamous splits in hip-hop history. 50 Cent and G-Unit, Birdman and Lil Wayne, Dame Dash and Jay-Z. But what makes Thug and Gunna's situation unique is that it's tied directly to life or death stakes. This isn't just about money or labels. This is about freedom, about decade behind bars, about survival. And in that context, Gunna's plea deal wasn't just paperwork. It was a signal that he chose self-preservation over brotherhood, at least in Thug's eyes. The tears showed us that Thug wasn't just hurt, he was shattered. Still, even in the midst of that pain, Thug surprised everyone again by refusing to fully condemn Gunna. Through sobs, he said, "I don't hate him. I still love him. That's the worst part. I can't stop loving him." That contradiction, that mixture of love and hurt, is what made the moment so unforgettable. Because if you think about it, betrayal only cuts that deep if the love was real. The entire interview became a window into a man who built his life on loyalty only to watch it crumble, yet still couldn't turn off the love that started it all. This interview is already being described as one of the most important moments in modern hip-hop, not just because of the gossip value, but because it humanized a figure who many only see as a superstar or a criminal defendant. It reminded everyone that behind the fame, the jewelry, the court cases, and the headlines, there are real human bonds, real emotions, and real heartbreak. For Thug to admit he loved Gunna more than his own children wasn't just shocking, it was symbolic. It showed how much trust and family-like devotion he placed into someone outside of blood, and how devastating it can be when that trust gets shattered. As the clip continues to circulate, one thing is clear. Hip-hop won't stop talking about this for a long time. It raises questions about loyalty, love, and survival in ways that go beyond music. Was Gunna wrong for taking plea?